What's going on, everyone? Retro Beast here, and today I am finally doing my Q&A. I know it's actually not finally, because I only gave you a little time. I only gave you guys a little time to leave some questions, but I'm doing Q&A to continue the week of Beast. I'm not sure. I'm filming this way in advance. I'm not sure whether I'm going to post this on Thursday or Friday of this week, but it doesn't really matter because either way, I don't think I would be able to answer all of you guys' questions. I'm going to answer all of them that are in the comment section below right now. But, of course, if you guys leave a question too late, I cannot answer it. Maybe I'll do another Q&A way down the line and answer those. But hopefully that won't be a problem. Anyway, I'm just answering the questions that I have access to right now. So, let's just jump right into it, because I don't want to waste any time. So starting with Braven Burden, question for the question of the day. I think he just meant unless he just meant Q&A or he just asked me the question of the day. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna answer it. So what made you want to start YouTube? Well, a lot of things. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber even before I started my YouTube channel. Probably way back in like 2013 or around there, I always wanted to be a YouTuber, because back then, even though we hate the topic of it now, Minecraft was a big thing. There were a bunch of these big Minecraft YouTubers, and anyone like me back in the day, it's like, oh, I want to be a big Minecraft YouTuber. Obviously by the time I started my YouTube channel in 2016, I was playing retro games and I didn't like that, but still, that's kind of what inspired me to be a YouTuber, sadly. But I'm sure there are a lot of stories like it. But back in the day, they wanted to be whatever, Sky does Minecraft or whatever stupid thing like that. But luckily I was not here's the thing, if you like Minecraft, that's fine. I don't hate the idea of it. It shouldn't be you're judged if you like it, and it is pretty entertaining. If you play it from time to time, it's not the worst thing ever. And if you're a Minecraft YouTuber, good for you. But that's not my thing. But I still do give it credit for what made me want to start YouTube. So thanks for the question, Braven Burden. Let's go on to the next one. So also I'm reading this off my computer, so if I stutter, I'm probably trying to see what all the questions are and get them word for word. So next comes from the question Monster Matt Gaming, and he asks, what is your favorite game or series? So, my favorite game, there was a similar question later, so I'm just going to say my favorite game of all time is probably Paper Mario or Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door. Those two have always been some of my favorite games, and one of those two are probably my favorite. Also, contenders are Donkey Kong Country 2, Batman Arkham City, the Banjo-Kazooie games, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, stuff like that. And if I forgot one, it's probably just because, who knows? I'm just trying to remember all my favorite games off the top of my head. I'm sure I have a bunch which I forgot about. So, that probably my favorite game is Paper Mario on the N64. But TTYD is a close second if it doesn't already pass it. Just ask me on any different day of the week and I'll give you a different answer. And my favorite series is either the Paper Mario series, like I was talking about. I like all of those games, even the ones like Sticker Star and Color Splash. Even though they're not great, I still do like them. So either my favorite series is the Paper Mario series, or series, it kind of has to be long. It can't just be 2 games. So probably also would be the Batman Arkham games. Those games are really good. Asylum, City, Night, and Origins. All amazing games. You could buy them on PS3, Xbox 360, and they made a compilation for newer consoles. So I would highly recommend playing the Paper Mario games and the Arkham City. Not the Arkham City games, the Batman Arkham games. So one of those two are probably my favorite series. So thank you for the question, Monster Mad Gaming, and let's just move right on. So next comes from TV, who asked, what's your favorite Sonic Mania character? Now, TV's been playing a lot of Sonic Mania, and but I don't blame him. It's an awesome game. I love classic Sonic, so when it was released last year, of course, I was super excited, and I literally bought it on launch day, and I played through it the rest of that I think it only took me a week or 2 to beat it, but I so want to replay it again. I think I only beat it that one time. I played it afterwards, trying to get the Chaos Emeralds, but I never got all of them. And what's my favorite Sonic Mania character? They just released Sonic Mania Plus, which introduces 2 new characters. They're not new, but they're new to the game. They've been in previous Sonic games. Ray the Ray the Squirrel and Mighty the Armadillo. They were their first appearance was in like an arcade game, like a Sonic arcade game in like the early 90s. I don't know much about it, but that's where they debuted, and that's all Ray the Squirrel was ever in. He was only in that arcade game, and Mighty was in Knuckles Chaotix too, but they're both kind of obscure characters. But sadly, I do not have Sonic Mania Plus, so I cannot say they're one of my favorites. Like, you know what? Actually, based on like how cool they look, probably Mighty is my favorite. Like, out of all of the characters, the Ray and Mighty and the original three, probably the coolest, like, looking is Mighty, because he's like a mix between Knuckles and Sonic, and he looks really cool. But like my favorite one to play as, I can't really like say, because like I haven't played with Ray or Mighty, so I'm just gonna give you my favorite to play as from the original three, and that is probably Knuckles. Though Sonic and Tails are fun to play with, they seem kind of basic, and Knuckles is because like Knuckles is like, it's like plural, so I would just put like apostrophe at the end of that. So Knuckles, I'm just gonna say Knuckles. Knuckles' moveset is really awesome. He can do that awesome glide, which is super fun to play with, and that climbing on walls. You could do things in the levels you're not supposed to do crazy things and climb on walls and just glide through the entire level. It's super fun. So, and he's probably my favorite Sonic character like ever. So Knuckles definitely is my favorite Sonic Mania character from what I've played. Next comes from, thank you for the question, TB. Sorry about that. So, Steve Nathan Gaming and More asked 5 questions, so I'm going to try to answer them all very quickly. So, what is my favorite console? Without a doubt, is the Nintendo 64. I've said that so many times, but the Nintendo 64 is by far my favorite console. Like, probably my second favorite console is like the GameCube or something, but the Nintendo 64 definitely takes it home for me. I've said this before, but it just has some of my favorite games of all time. Like, of course, Paper Mario and Super Mario 64, the Zelda games and everything. And it's not the Banjo games, but it's not from my nostalgia, because I just got my first N64 it was like a year and a half ago, so it's not because I'm nostalgic over it. It's just because I love the games. I played some of them prior on Virtual Console, and in many different ways, of course. Like, I already played Super Mario 64 and Star Fox 64 and Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, but like, still, I just got a few years ago, so it's not like I'm nostalgia blinded. I'm not nostalgia blind. So nostalgia blind? What am I talking about? You know my point. So, definitely the N64. I love Rareware, who made games for that console. Awesome. So next, what is my favorite handheld? It's definitely between the Game Boy Advance and the DS. The Game Boy Advance was the first retro console I got, so probably I would go with the Game Boy Advance, especially since it has so many awesome games. You know, you got a bunch of Zelda games. No, only one, like exclusive one, Minish Cap. But there were the Superstar Saga. We were introduced to the Mario and Luigi franchise. There were tons of other games, but I think I'm gonna go with the DS because I have a lot of nostalgia for the DS, and the DS has so many great games. Even I can't decide between the DS and the Game Boy Advance, but for now I'm just gonna say DS is my favorite handheld. So what's my favorite Mario game? You also asked what's my favorite Mario RPG. So for my favorite Mario game, I'm not going to talk about RPGs. I'm probably going to talk about, probably my favorite is, there are tons of options. I'm going to go with Super Mario Odyssey. Like, there's so many other options, but Super Mario Odyssey is probably my favorite right now because I've just been playing a lot of it, so probably Super Mario Odyssey for that one. What's your favorite Mario RPG? Would definitely be, I know I already said this, but either Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door or the original Paper Mario. Super Paper Mario is a close second, but it's not really. I love that game, but the fun factor goes down a little bit with the gameplay. I have not played that much of the Mario RPGs, but I'm not the Mario RPGs, the Mario and Luigi games. So I can't really say that. I've played a few of them, but I never beat any of them. So probably just to say the same thing, one of the first 2 Paper Mario games. And what's my favorite video game? I keep repeating myself. It's Paper Mario or Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, or all the answers I gave you in the previous question. But thank you for all the questions, Stephen Nathan Gaming and more. He said he's going to be on a trip, so he can't watch the Week of Beast, but that's all right. Thank you for leaving a question anyway. I definitely appreciate it. Jurassic asked me 3 questions. He actually asked me 4, but I'll just do the first 3. So, what's my favorite color? Probably blue or red. I think blue's my favorite color, but since red's a little more unique and not that many people like red as much, I'm going to say red because I think it's cooler. What's my first console? Well, my first console that I ever played was probably the DS or the Wii. The Wii was probably the first console. The first console I ever got that was my console, it was mine. I wasn't sharing it with anyone. Was probably my DS, though. I probably played DS before that on someone else's DS. So probably the first console I ever played was someone else's DS or the Wii. But the first console I got was for me was my DS. And very important, Lemmy or Iggy or Lemmy, doesn't matter the order. That's a really rough one. I don't know if those are my 2 favorite Koopalings. They're probably in my top 3 next to Ludwig. But Iggy or Lemmy, I think I'm going to go Iggy because Lemmy seems a little foolish and he seems like he's going to do something stupid. I feel like Iggy, after all this time, he's going to be the smartest one and he's going to be the one making money for himself. So I'm definitely going with Iggy. And he always just looked cooler to me anyway. So Iggy is better than Lemmy in my opinion. Thank you for the questions, Jurassic. He also asked one more on one of his videos, which wasn't meant for the Q&A, but I'm just going to put it in the Q&A anyway. And that was, is the channel I have right now my favorite? Was it my first YouTube channel? And no, it was not. I had one YouTube channel before that, and it was not mine. It was shared around a few people, but it's long gone now. We deleted it probably 2 years ago. Probably around the time I started this, so yeah, I did have one, but it's gone now. So technically, this is not my first YouTube channel, but I like to believe it is. Thank you for the question, Jurassic. So next comes Charmeleon, 47. I'm just gonna call him Charmeleon, and he said, "What is your favorite Pokemon game?" I have not played a lot of Pokemon, so I'm just gonna go with I wouldn't say I'm not a Pokemon fan because I like Pokemon. I'm just kind of a noob and I want to get more into it. But for the ones I have played, I'm gonna say Pokemon Sapphire, which is the first Pokemon game I've played, and it got me into retro gaming, and it's super, super awesome. On the Game Boy Advance, Pokemon Sapphire is probably my favorite, but I also love Pokemon Snap on the N64. It's a spin-off, and it's super fun. It's a rail shooter, so probably my 2 favorites are my favorite spin-off is Pokemon Snap, and my favorite main game is Pokemon Sapphire. And he also said he's hyped for the Link to the Past Let's Play. We'll see if that wins. We'll see. But thank you for the question, Charmeleon, and let's just move on to the last question. Last questions. M gave me 4 questions. So, what is your favorite game soundtrack? Let me think here. Probably, I hate to keep repeating myself, but probably one of the Paper Mario games. I'm going to go with, for now, Super Paper Mario. That's just the one that's been in my mind lately. Super Paper Mario. You know what? I'm going to go with Donkey Kong Country 2. I think that's my favorite game soundtrack of all time. I wasn't really thinking about it, but David Wise is an awesome composer, and I think I'm going to go with Donkey Kong Country 2 or Banjo-Kazooie or something like that. But Donkey Kong Country 2 this is the one I'm going with. What's my favorite 3D Mario game besides Odyssey? Probably Super Mario 64. I don't know what it is. I just love that game. Even though it's kind of basic compared to Sunshine and 3D World and stuff and the Galaxy games, I'm going to go with Super Mario 64. And why is the producer called the producer if he doesn't produce your videos? First of all, he used to help me with my videos. But second of all, he was just in the room when I was recording a video. I think it was the collab New Super Mario Bros. Part 2. And he was trying to tell me what to do during that. Giving me go in there, there's a star coin and stuff like that. And I didn't know what to call him. So he was like, oh, the producer is telling me stuff. So that was never his plan. If he ever went on my channel to be called the producer, that's just what he's called now because I came up with it on the spot. Now finally, for the best question ever. Left Twix or right Twix? If you're not familiar with Twix, it's a candy bar, and for some reason they advertise it as left Twix and right Twix. It's the same thing, but it's pick a side. And since I'm right-handed, I think I'm gonna go right Twix. Even though I think left Twix is cool, I'm gonna go with right Twix because I'm a little biased. So thank you for everyone who left a question. If not, hopefully next Q&A, if I do one, you'll leave some questions. And even if you're just watching this video, guys, thank you so much. It's been awesome doing this week of Beast, and it's still not over. Depending on when I upload this, it's gonna be there's still gonna be a little more left of the week of Beast, and I hope you enjoy the rest. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for leaving questions and everything, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.